Alright guys, welcome back to Keto Date Night. Tonight this dish is inspired by my love who requested I make some chicken with a lemon butter sauce and some zucchini noodles. So let's start off with our ingredients. We've got our chicken breasts, they're thinly pounded out. You can just perch them like that and save some time. We've got our ingredients for our lemon butter sauce. We're going to top that off with some capers and of course a little bit of fresh herbs in the form of parsley. Got our zucchini here. This is going to mimic our noodles in this luscious dish. So with that being said, let's get started. So we have our zucchini and I'm just going to use a mandolin here to cut this into strips. You could do this with a knife by cutting it into thin strips first and then going across and slicing it up like spaghetti. But we're going to use our mandolin here to save some time. Now you want to be very careful when you're using this. It's extremely sharp. And I probably should be using a hand guard here, but just be careful, push it through from the base, get nice long strips. And you can also buy it like this in your produce section if you don't have a mandolin. Most supermarkets that I go to usually have zucchini noodles. They also have yellow squash, green squash, either one is fine. So this zucchini noodles is the base for a lot of dishes. You can serve this with shrimp scampi. You can serve this with our keto meatballs. I mean, it's going to go with absolutely anything at all. Or even you can make an Alfredo sauce or a carbonara like we've done in previous videos. You want to check our channel for that. But we're going to start off with our sliced garlic and heat up our pan. We're going to start with the garlic and the olive oil cold, extra virgin olive oil. And this way, as it heats up, we're going to extract all of the flavor from that garlic. Season it up, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just let that simmer for a quick second. Extract all of that luscious flavor from that garlic. This is going to be amazing. So now we're going to add our zucchini noodles. And the great thing about this is it takes literally just a few minutes to cook. You're going to do this on high heat the entire time. Get everything in your pan. And then of course, we want to season as we always season in stages. And just build on that love. Bit of salt, fresh cracked pepper. And like I said, we're going to cook this on high heat. It's actually going to take just 5-7 minutes. And you want to give that a quick saute. If you don't want to toss your pan like that, you can always just simply get your tongs or a wooden spoon and make sure that you get everything moved around the pan. Allow the moisture from the zucchini to evaporate so we can get a little bit of color and just intensify those flavors. Now you'll see here we're just about done. And we still want it to be nice and vibrant and green and kind of held together because the carryover heat is going to continue to wilt that, cook it down, and develop the flavors. And just like that, one little glass saute, you can see the steam coming off the pan, and we're done. We'll pull that off. Now we have our cast iron pan here to cook our chicken and also make our sauce. You can see our pan is lightly smoking. All right, so we're going to use a little bit of arrowroot here. This is going to help to trap in the flavors for our chicken and as well as help to thicken our sauce. All right, now a traditional lemon butter sauce, they might use some flour, they might use some cornstarch. We're not going to do that because we're about that keto life, but we're just going to get that all lightly coated. You don't need a lot. That was just about a tablespoon for these 4 thinly sliced pieces of chicken breast. And of course, I'm going to season with my other hand. I don't want to contaminate my chicken hand into my seasoning. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can see our pan is smoking. And that's important because you want to make sure that your pan is hot. This right here is what's going to make sure that you get a nice sear, trap in the flavors and juices inside of your chicken so it can be nice and moist. And also develop some nice color and flavors on the outside of your chicken. I'm going to lay that down in a single layer. Get everything there nice and cozy. Wonderful. So because our chicken is thinly sliced, again, this is not going to take a lot of time. It's going to sear for about 3, maybe 4 minutes on the first side. We're not going to move the chicken right? We're just gonna move the pan, get the oil nice and coated underneath. So after a few minutes, you can see by the edges that your chicken is starting to look cooked through on the other end. We're gonna season our top side. Again, lightly, some salt and pepper. And go ahead and give this a flip. And you're gonna see how beautifully, ooh, look at that. Doesn't that look great? This is gonna be one amazing keto date night. Now, even though we're making this on date night, this dish is completely family friendly. Everyone would love it. So by all means, there's no bad time to have it. And if you wanna make your date night a full family night, we're all for that as well. So we've got our chicken off the pan to let it rest and cook through. It just took about a minute, maybe 2 on the other side. And now we're gonna build the flavors with some aromatics for this nice, luscious, creamy lemon butter sauce. I'm starting off with some shallot. Shallot is one of those secrets that high-end restaurants use to make their food taste delicious. It's like a cross between an onion and garlic, so it's mild, it's sweet, and it's just so, so good. We're just gonna dice that up, add it to our pan, and as you can see, our pan has all those nice pan drippings from our seared chicken, so all of that flavor is gonna go directly into our sauce. Nothing is gonna be lost here. And this also makes the cleanup much easier after date night is done. So we're just gonna go ahead and slice our garlic. And what we're gonna do here is cook this little saute for just a few minutes till we get it nice and translucent. Start to caramelize the natural sugars inside of the shallot and the onions and develop that nice deep flavor. And since we have very little fat in the pan, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of avocado oil, because we know fat and oil is a conduit for heat, right? So there you go. Got to get that nice and sauteing. That looks about right now. Like I said, it's gonna come together very quickly. It's just gonna take a few minutes. As you can see, we start to develop some color and some translucency. And now we're gonna deglaze with some white wine. You don't have to use any expensive white wine. Any dry white wine will do. And what that's gonna do is that it's gonna pull off all of those flavors from the pan, plus help to create the broth for our sauce. Now we're gonna keep this on high heat as we wanna reduce that wine as much as possible. That's gonna evaporate the alcohol as well as intensify that nice flavor. And of course, this is a lemon butter sauce, so we're gonna squeeze some fresh lemon in there while our wine is reducing. And guys, I wish you can smell this because it just smells so delicious right now. I know when my love tastes this, she's gonna feel all of the love I put into this dish. All right, so we got one last little lemon. Of course, the recipe will be linked down below. And if you're enjoying this so far, please give our channel a like, subscribe, and press that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video like this. So now we've allowed our wine and lemon juice to reduce a little bit further. And now we're gonna start to mount our butter. This is the technique that the French call mount au beurre. It's just French for mountain butter. And literally what that means is that you wanna continuously whisk your butter. When butter melts, it separates. It has solids and it has liquid. And if you allow that to separate, your sauce is gonna break, which means that you're gonna have a layer of liquid and you're gonna have, a layer of fat, and it's not gonna be a nice, rich, velvety sauce. So this is the secret to making any type of butter sauce, where you have your base sauce or broth, and then you kind of build on that. It's kind of a warm vinaigrette, if you will. So you want a sauce, you want to keep on whisking continuously, and you want to make sure that this doesn't boil over too rapidly. A little simmer is okay, because you want to get the butter melted as quickly as possible, but you want to make sure it doesn't boil over too rapidly, because again, that will cause your sauce to break. And as you can see, that's already coming together. It's nice and creamy and homogeneous. You want to work quickly, and that's going to help incorporate air and bind that butter into your sauce. I turn my heat off when I have just a few little pieces of butter left, because I don't want to overheat the sauce. As that butter cools, it's going to make sure everything stays at the right temperature. We've added some capers. That's going to intensify the flavor by adding a nice pop of brininess. We are almost done, guys, and ready to serve. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to finish this off with some nice fresh basil. That's going to round out and give a nice level of freshness to our dish. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Go ahead and add your basil. Give that a whisk. Doesn't that look amazing? So creamy, so delicious. This is going to be one hell of a date night, I'll tell you that. So now we're going to plate our dish. We have our zucchini noodles here. You can see that they're still nice and vibrant. And with that garlic oil infused all throughout them, the perfect seasoning, I tell you, that's a dish all into itself. You can have that right there with the sauce. Now we're going to get our thinly pounded out chicken breasts that we've seared. You can see how they look nice and golden. They're going to be so juicy because we trapped in the moisture using that arrowroot, and then by giving it a good sear in a hot smoking pan. And then finally, we're going to top it off with this nice, rich, luscious sauce. Oh man, if that's not food porn. Well, now it's time for the fun stuff. Guys, again, cheers to you. We're about to give this a taste. It smells so good. The aromas are completely intoxicating. Or maybe that's just the wine. Let's see what my love thinks. Oh yeah, it's a win. See you guys soon. Ciao.